What's good? What's good? What's good? We back again, man. It's the Blue Dollar Podcast, man. I'm Randy. I'm here with my boy Jeff tonight. Jeff, what's good, man?
Yo,
With delivery.
ain't nothing, bro. What's good with you, man? You chilling?
Yeah, man. I'm good. I'm good, man. Just another night to get right and put down on this podcast, man. Make another great episode.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
to start it off, man, we're gonna talk about Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston had a great night against the Jaguars. He went 8 for 10 for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, and he did most of that in the first quarter. You think he did enough to outdo Taysom Hill for that number one QB spot with the Saints?
With a performance like that, man, it's hard not to consider him for that QB1 spot. I mean, I know for some reason Tatum Hill ain't been having that. He had a decent game two. Game one, not so much, but game two, 11 for 20, 138, one touchdown pass. So he actually was on the run a lot, though. He was sacked, I believe, twice. So I don't know if it was the protection, maybe that third string, second string lineup kind of wasn't, giving him enough time in the pocket, whatever like that, maybe. But he had to use his feet a lot in that game. But man, Winston was dropping two beautiful dimes
Beautiful
for, for,
dimes.
for touchdowns, man. And credit to that wide receiver
Pearls.
too, man. Like to me, man, like you see what you get in Winston. Like you see the potential. Like your offense has a chance to be an explosive offense because let's not forget that in Tampa Bay had a really an explosive offense passing attack.
He just threw a lot of turnovers, which was by design based on that offense. They always
Right,
make him attack. He just
right,
attacked the wrong places. That's all.
exactly. And plus, the line wasn't so great neither. Let's not forget that. Also, a lot of head coaching changes too while he was getting Tampa Bay. Defense always been they always had a decent defense. Like last year they had a great defense though. Great defense, one of the best I think they probably ever had there.
No, it's not better
It's
than that. Not
man,
better than the 2002 Bucks, man. Not better than that defense.
DBs no, but front seven probably one of the best front sevens out there.
That front seven has Simeon Rice and Warren Sapp, and they had Darren Brooks.
Okay, man, look at Tampa Bay's lineup from last year. You telling me them dude that lineup ain't top notch? That front seven?
It is, but it's not fucking with the 2002 Buccaneers. I think that's the year 2002. I forgot. I know the early 2000 Buccaneers when they had Rondé Barber and John Lynch and all of them. That front seven was decent, man. They had Warren Sapp and Simeon Rice on the line, and they had Derek Brooks in the linebacker spot. They was, and that Tampa 2 defense was nasty.
It was nasty. Like the only thing that defense got over this defense is just definitely DBs. Like they got way to the better DBs than they do now.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all that to say is that if Jameis cleans up the mistakes he made in Tampa, he can actually be he's like a top 10 quarterback almost in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Even if he cuts down half of his turnovers, let's say he turned the ball over 15, that's 15 interceptions. Dude, you know that Tampa Bay could have been a playoff team this last year there. They could have won maybe two or three more games. A lot of those games, it was close and it was like a turnover battle. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember the last drive, they were moving the ball pretty good. Dude, we threw 3 interceptions in that one game, the last one to seal the game. You know what I'm saying? So, and to me, whenever they would play the Saints back then, you would have to watch out for the Bucks because the Bucks, they're the division rivals. Like just because I think those were the better matchups in that division was the Saints. You could say Carolina when Cam Newton was healthy playing back in the day.
Cam Newton was healthy. He always gave him a chance. He always gave Carolina a chance.
That one season that the Falcons made a run for the Super Bowl but got their ass whooped by the Patriots.
No,
Tampa Bay,
they gave that game up. But anyway.
I mean, whatever. But Tampa Bay has always been tough, even when he was there. I say that to say, man, he's definitely QB1 material. He still has it. You see that sitting that 1 year behind Drew Brees actually did him some good, and Sean Payton is actually Like maybe he's the coach to clean them up. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think he's QB1 material. I think you should give it at least make him a week 1 starter. And based off that performance, if you feel like going forward, he should start. He should QB1. Then go ahead. You know what I mean? But I'm not. It's a lot of there is some upside too with Hill, man. I just feel like Jameis Winston gives you the best. He gives your offense because you got to think about it too. They mentioned that Kamara's performance went down when Hill was in the game. You know, he was showing love to Michael Thompson like it was nothing with them damn slants, dude. Like he was showing
quick
love.
slant, Mike. Quick
Right,
slant,
so,
Mike.
Man, and when you put that, when you talk about numbers, man, Kamara is a big part of their offense production.
Rushing and passing.
Exactly. So taking him away, it's like taking half of your damn offense away in a sense. So man, I say, man, put him out there. Put. You know what? I think I feel like I could trust Winston out there enough because he has the experience that Tatum is he's lacking that experience.
You can tell. You can tell when Jameis Winston is out there that he's an actual quarterback. He's not trying to figure out if he's a quarterback. He has enough starts in this league to be a legitimate quarterback compared to Taysom Hill, who only started 4 games in total up to this point. Jameis actually operates the offense like a real quarterback.
Yes.
Everything as far as the pre-snap judgment, the alignment, the cadences and all that stuff. He's out there. He's throwing the ball with precision and accuracy, and he's being decisive with it. Taysom Hill's still trying to figure out how to be a quarterback in this league.
Exactly.
And Sean Payton, he's so stuck on working on a project like Taysom Hill, he don't understand that he has a way better project with Jameis Winston that could really pay off dividends. Because you got to look at it. They both going to play at the same time anyway.
They are, because they're going to do the same thing when Drew Brees was starting. They had him coming in anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're right.
Exactly. So why even making a competition if you know you're going to play both players anyway?
I think Sean Payton, he's a straightforward guy. I think he really wanted them to earn it, necessarily it being given. You know what I mean? He wanted them to actually compete for the position, like for that starting job, man, to fill that void, because that's a big shoes to fill after Breeze. You know what I'm saying? Like, talking about a future Hall of Famer, probably definitely the best quarterback the Saints has ever had in their franchise. So when you're talking about filling that QB void, man, it's some big shoes to fill. And I think because Winston has been, and they've been division rivals with them and has been there for a year and actually been in the playoffs and seeing how, to me, he actually saw a better franchise that's been more consistent, because it's a decent franchise, but as of lately in the last decade, the Saints have been more consistent. They're always in the playoff picture. You know what I'm saying? You can't count them out, the NFC, either winning a division or making the wild card. You know what I'm saying? So, and they do well picking up great players either in the draft or free agency. So they keep talent around. They actually built a great team around Drew Brees, and they kind of gotten their defense to catch up to him, to make it a whole, like to complete the team. So in that sense, man, I think that made him a better player. Definitely, I think that made him hungry. He realizes that if he doesn't get this starting job now, who knows? I think Winston's time in the NFL may be running out. You know what I'm saying?
He said it's the first time in a while that he started the game, and he's just happy to start a game, and it's preseason, man. So
exactly,
show you how hungry he is, man.
Not only that, but they showed you that year sitting on the bench and watching Breeze and he'll go out there and execute, man. It did him some good, because now it's like, okay, I gotta tighten up, or my window really closing in the NFL, man. You may be a backup here or there. You see guys like Cam. He's not willing to be a backup for nobody. He feel like he's a QB1 material. So it's like, I don't think Winston has that much pride like Cam has. You know what I mean? But honestly, it did him some good, man. It did bro some good. And I'm glad to see that he's, that performance he put out, because, man, to me, it's nothing to talk about. He's QB1. He's my QB1.
Exactly. So, the eye test don't lie.
Exactly.
You can look at Jameis Winston, the way he plays and the way he demonstrated himself Monday night against Jacksonville, that you can tell why he is a first overall pick.
Right, definitely. Yeah,
you can tell.
Definitely. So he's a national champion, college football player, quarterback. He won a championship at Florida State.
Unfortunately,
But
unfortunately.
no, okay, right. But he's played quarterback his entire career, football career.
Exactly.
Hill hasn't. You see what I'm saying?
Hill's an
Mitch
athlete
McKay,
that's trying to play in quarterback. He's like a
pretty
better
much,
version of Tebow.
pretty much. Exactly. You want to get technical, you want to get real about it.
Yeah.
He's the better version of Tim Tebow. And you saw what happened to Tebow. No 1-1. You
Man,
see what
look,
I'm
we not
saying?
going
So,
back there, man.
yeah, we ain't going back
We
there.
already
But
said our
yeah,
piece, man. It's fucked up in the
yeah,
way they cut him, but it's all good.
yeah, they did that boy dirty, but it is what it is.
All right, so back to other quarterback competition news, man. The news came out today that Teddy Bridgewater will be starting for the Denver Broncos on week 1 against who are they playing again? I think they played Giants. They played the Giants. So Drew Lock is going to be riding the bench, man. So how you feel about that?
Another great decision. Look, honestly, to me, I had no doubt in my mind that he wasn't gonna go there and take that on QB1 spot from old boy, because you saw, okay,
They were
not the
trying to push for
best.
Lock to win that shit.
They was. You saw the campaign for Locke was like heavy, but you can really trust Teddy Bridgewater to go out there and execute, knowing that he's not gonna make silly mistakes.
He's
That's
old
gonna take.
faithful.
He's old faithful now. A lot of people argue saying that he's not gonna go out there and win you the game, and I disagree with that very strongly, because the simple things like not turning the ball over can win you games. Because when you get ahead, guess what? You could run the clock out, and make sure if you don't get any points on the board, you put your defense in a good field position to defend and seal the game. You see what I'm saying? So to me, man, he's hands down QB1 material there. It wasn't no doubt in my mind. Like I said, going on, he's gonna take that starting position. I'm actually happy for the man. He repping the crib. So big shout out to Teddy Bridgewater, man, and the Broncos. And watch out definitely for the Broncos. They're gonna be, man, man, look.
Yeah, he got
Kansas
enough.
City got some work. You know what I'm saying? Like
He got enough on defense and enough pieces on offense to put a good season together. He just got to make sure that he's the ultimate game manager. That's all.
Exactly. Hey, call him what you want, game manager, whatever. But honestly, bro,
he gets the job done when it comes to being a game manager.
I actually can't wait to see that matchup with them and the Chiefs, because I think that's gonna be a great. But you got a great defense going against a great offense. And you got, we're going to see how well their offense, production-wise, looks this season. You know, with Teddy Bridgewater behind the center, going against the Kansas City defense, which is a pretty good championship caliber defense within itself. Mm-hmm. So it's that matchup alone right there, man. It's going to be like game of the week type material. You know what I'm saying? Like people are going to be locking in on that game.
And plus, you got to think about it. Vic Fangio, his job is on the line this season. He can't afford he can't afford to put his trust in Drew Lock, who got him on a hot seat in the first place.
Man, there's a lot of coaches on the hot seat right now this season, man. I think a lot of teams is like really like push it like, hey, we are getting guys for you guys to be competitive. We want to see progression.
Earn that money.
Earn that money. Like we want to get our money's worth from you guys, or hit the road check. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, because nobody's job is safe in the league, as we all know that, especially at that head coach position. So you only got one shot, man, to make a statement to say you belong. You know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Especially you know what I mean? So yeah, man. Yeah.
They can't afford to go on for it, man.
Oh no, definitely.
They can't. Because it's over. Vic Fangio can't afford to go on for it. If he goes on for it, it's over.
See, I think they went about it the wrong way before the draft when they guaranteed Andy Dalton a starting position, like, oh, you're gonna be our QB1. And then you go draft and move up to get a quarterback, which was a great idea in everybody's opinion. But now you had this QB battle, and you're like, hold on. I thought you said Andy Dalton was your starting QB. What's going on? Is Justin Fields changing your mind? Like, is he looking good in practice, preseason, and which he has been doing? He's been looking excellent in practice, pretty decent in the games. Stats don't lie. So it's like in the eye test too, you see glimpses of here and there that he's a rookie. Of course, he's making mistakes here and there, whatever like that. But for me, I think their decision was based on him getting hit the way he did last game. Because it was scary in a sense, man. You got to think about it.
But he's big enough to take it, though.
He is.
He got the body for it.
But you think about concussion protocols. You're thinking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, QBs rarely get hit in like above the shoulder pass. And when they do, The flags come out, the laundry come out. You know, these refs out to protect them quarterbacks all day, every day. They're the most protected player on the field next to the damn kicker. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, bro, I think he made that decision to start Andy Dalton based on like, you know, doing what's best for the franchise instead of the team. Of course, the team you want to win now. You put the best play out there to win now. But like I said before, he man, top QB prospect. He's your future franchise player, QB.
Yeah, but
For the
Matt,
elite, huh?
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
So,
but Matt, well, go ahead. My bad.
no, my bad. So like I feel like, man, he made that decision not only because he kind of put himself in a QB battle for no reason, naming Andy Dalton, promising him a starting position, but it was like then you had them battle, like kind of trying to see what it was at. But man, I think they want Andy Dalton to kind of go out there and against a Rams defense week 1. It's like, well, we're gonna see what you can do. We're paying you $10 million for this season anyway, so let's get our money's worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see if you can actually lead this team with weapons. They got weapons. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they're gonna look better again with their starting lineup, with the weapons they got, and the offensive line. That offensive line too, man. Sometimes they're giving them enough time for that ball against a okay preseason Bills defense. I mean, it's still preseason, but it's really hard to predict on how these players are gonna perform, man. I mean, we already know what Andy Dalton brings to the table, but we'll see.
Yeah, I just feel like, Matt Nagy's job is on the line too. He can't afford to go on for it either. So I think he's going with the veteran because, the veteran is going to make the safest play possible, especially with that defense they have. So he has no choice but to go with the veteran. Because he really don't care about the future because he got to get past this season. So why not play someone that's experienced and can operate the offense without making substantial mistakes?
Let's not I say be careful how you saying that because his future with the team, with the Bears, is on the line.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
he
why
is playing for the future. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but not right now. He's thinking about what's the best way he can win right now.
I mean, he's taking it week by week, but every decision he's making is a decision that can lead to his future with the team. That's what I'm saying. Because who knows if he gets another shot at head coach position anywhere. It's rarely you see head coaches get fired and end up with another head coaching position, which when they do, it'd be like, okay, y'all ain't learned, y'all ain't see what he just did with this team, and y'all ain't gonna send it, and y'all gonna give him a job and think he gonna do better there than over here, which is like whatever. Hey, pick your poison, whatever you want him. But I said to say, man, look, he really. I think there's a lot of pressure for him to really put him out there, just to fit out there and see what we got.
There's always going to be pressure, man. That happened last year. Yeah. That's why the Dolphins threw 2 out there prematurely like that.
Oh yeah. Because really, there's never a right time to really throw them guys out there in that spot. You know what I mean? It's either he's our week 1 quarterback. Like Trevor Lawrence is the week 1 QB1 for the Jaguars. You know what I mean? Like they put him in that spot early. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna be out there with his boy Eaton. He on IR. He had surgery, so he's out for the rest of the season. But like the Jags ain't got wasn't expecting no QB battle or nothing like that with the quarterback from last season. Even though he's a decent quarterback,
he's okay. He'll get.
He's okay. I was about to say he's decent.
He's okay.
He looked impressive last season. He was actually doing pretty. They actually won some games I thought they wasn't going to win. You know what I mean? But
he's not a franchise quarterback that you put on your back. And
he's a great backup. He's a
great backup. He's serviceable when he needs to be serviceable, but he's not no one that could get you where you need to go.
But it wasn't a doubt in your mind he wasn't going to be QB1, right? You know there wasn't going to be no QB battle. You see what I'm saying? Even if they would have bought Andy Dalton to the Jags, let's say they bring Andy Dalton to the Jags. Guess what? You think they're going to put Andy Dalton in over Trevor Lawrence? I don't think so.
Well, Urban Meyer just announced today that Trevor Lawrence is the starter officially. So,
yeah,
I don't know why it took so long.
It took but I mean, hey, do your little assessments, whatever like that. I'm saying, like, even if Urban Meyer brought in a veteran quarterback in as the backup, or to say they're gonna have a battle at QB for the QB1 job, but there wasn't no doubt in my mind that Trevor Lawrence was gonna get that job. he's the number 1 overall pick out of everybody this year's past draft. So it's like, what you draft him for? You know what I mean? There's more pressure on you. And same thing with you can say with Justin Fields. The Bears moved up to grab this man. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, to me, there's some pressure in that sense too to play this because he's our number 1 overall pick in this past year's draft. And we've seen what he could do in college, and we've seen what he could do in preseason now. So it's like,
but Urban came to the team just because they had a number 1 overall pick. So Urban Meyer gonna get Trevor Lawrence. So he was expecting to start him from week 1. So that's understandable. The Bears did not expect to get Justin Fields. He just fell into their lap, basically.
They made a decision at that time to move up and get him.
Yeah, but to be able to move up for someone like Justin Fields, that's basically he fell in their lap, bro. Because Justin Fields was supposed to be gone. He was supposed to be gone between the first 5 picks, honestly.
No, based on the people's draft board, they had him falling behind a lot of guys. You know what I mean? And all the rookie QBs so far have looked decent. So it's hard to say what team made a bad decision picking what QB because all of them are still healthy. All of them are gonna play eventually. Yeah. So we're gonna see what they look like. You know what I mean? Because we may see a guy that got picked last, one of the last QBs in the draft, that may be outperforming all of them. We don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So guys get hurt left and right. Guys don't perform up to what they supposed to. This happens every year. There's always guys coming from the college into the NFL and don't perform up to par. It happens all the time. So I don't see all of them lasting five seasons. You know what I mean? Something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna be praised for drafting this QB, and somebody's gonna look down upon for drafting this QB. You know what I mean? It happens every season. So it's just a matter of time. Like even with the Dolphins situation with Tua, this is Tua do or die year. You kind of see if he's actually franchise quarterback material because he essentially Tua's playing for his future as a QB1 anywhere, honestly.
And
he has the potential.
And on that note, man, that brings us to our next subject, man. Which players you think played good this past preseason? And Tua is a good place to start, man, because he did awesome against the Falcons in the preseason game. He went 16 for 23 for 183 yards and a touchdown. And he looked flawless running the offense throughout the first half of the game. So how you feeling about Tua's performance, man? You think this is enough to give you confidence going into the season on him?
Yes, because he actually looked at like a quarterback that had control of an offense.
Exactly.
And to me, this is going to be hard to argue based on the success of the Dolphins on if we don't make the playoffs, end up in the playoffs, or how far we go in the playoffs, whatever like that. Man, if he cannot perform up to par, it's almost like a Dak Prescott situations at the Cowboys where you're loaded with so much talent and you expect it to do well. And you do well, right? But then once that QB is gone, the performance of the offense, it drops down. And that's why I think I was mentioning to you last season when Fitzpatrick was in the game, right? The Dolphins will perform at a higher level to me.
Because the playbook was opened up more for him, man. Chan Gailey was his offensive coordinator basically throughout his whole NFL career, so it was able to give him the plays he was more comfortable with.
Right, and that was my issue with they should have did the same thing with Tua.
But Tua didn't know the playbook.
He didn't, and that's a concern of mine.
I mean, he didn't have the
preseason. I know that. So it was difficult for everybody. I'm just saying, man, it's hard to make excuses for guys when you see guys like Justin Herbert performing the way he did as a rookie. It's real hard to argue that wasn't a legit. You see what I'm saying?
Herbert set the bar. I can't deny that. Herbert set
the bar up here, man, and it's like he ain't had no preseason either. He had just his circumstances were just the same as yours, and the man came in and made shit happen. And I felt like the Dolphins was babying him. But still, his offense production was way higher than Tua's production. That's all I'm saying, man.
I mean, they were playing from behind a lot. But that's besides the point. He still put up those numbers, and he set the bar for what the QBs last year should have done.
Right. So like to me, that whole I didn't have a preseason or I wasn't around my teammates to kind of get in sync with them or whatever like that. To me, that excuse gonna run dry real quick because when, like you said, Herbert's at the bar. He's showing that hey, you can still perform at a high level even if you're limited to resources as far as practicing with your teammates and learning the playbook, whatever like that. It's like, man, do your homework. You can still study film. You know, you could do Zoom calls with your teammates and your coaches and get some insight on stuff like that. You know what I mean? You could, like to me, you can still go out to a field with one or two players, as long as I keep social distance or whatever like that, don't really come up. You can scream like, hey, we're going to run this play, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Damn near Tom Brady was doing that last season in the park.
Yeah, but we can't compare everybody to Tom Brady's the GOAT, so we can't compare them.
But you see what I'm saying? The GOAT makes shit happen. He's the GOAT for a reason. He's out there. Hey, I know we limited, but fuck that. We finna get out here and run some play, run some routes, try to get in sync. Because he knows how important that is. I'm not saying Herbert did that, but he did something to where he's performing at a high level. That man look like he ain't take no days off whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, dog, that's an excuse, man. I think Tua definitely played his best game thus far. Like he looked at the best.
He looked smooth. He looked like he knew how to operate the offense from
very smooth.
Every play,
I love the way he was actually stepping into his passes too. With
that's
protection.
what I love too.
The protection was beautiful too, man. And he was filling the pocket very well. He knew where his protection was at, and he handled the offense the way he should have handled the offense. And he was actually distributed the ball pretty well too. He just wasn't throwing it to one guy. So I love that about it. I love the progression. I want to see more of that. I want to see to where they're doing it flawless. Flawless. The offense is running smoothly. So I can't wait, man.
He's running it smoothly. He's not going to be flawless all the time, but the more that he's operating it smoothly and the more that he's getting the ball in the places that it needs to be and he's not forcing anything, I think that's the main thing. If he doesn't force anything, I think that'll get him a long way, especially with the top 10 defense that he has already. It shouldn't be a reason why he should force the ball anywhere. I know he's starting to trust his arm and take more chances, but I could see him being more conservative when it comes to the season starting as far as taking those chances.
But remember, man, I don't want him to get too conservative to where he's not taking some chances. As a QB, you're going to have to take some shots down the field. You know what I mean? So I don't want him to be that conservative the way he's not doing that. He has the weapons. Them guys going to get a step or two in front of them corners and be open for a dime drop by Tua. So and he has the accuracy to do it. So I just can't wait to see that. But yeah, man, I want to mention another quarterback for the Rams. I think he's their second QB2, Bryce Perkins. I saw a glimpse of that game when they played against the Raiders, in LA on NFL Network. Let me tell you, man, this guy here to me, man, has a lot of potential, a lot of upside, man. Let me tell you his stats right now, man. He was 26 for 39. You see what I'm saying? He passed for 39 times, right? For 208 yards and 2 touchdown passes. Let me tell you right now, man, he out there looking like Lamar a little bit, man.
That's a big comp, bro. You sure about that?
That's what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. I know it's preseason, and preseason doesn't really give you the whole story behind some of these guys. But I'm saying, man, the way he was running the offense, dude, he looked like a starter. The man was throwing very accurately on the run. He wasn't using his legs too much. He was to get out to scramble outside the pocket when his protection collapsed. But the man commended the offense pretty damn well, man. And like I could see, their head coach was loving it. I think it's safe. It's not safe to say, but man, I think their head coach was like, man, we got us a guy. If something happens, Lord forbid, to Matthew Stafford, where he gets injury sets him back for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, Bryce Perkins could run that offense. Yeah. I think he can run that offense, man. I'm just saying. But yeah, go ahead.
Especially now that they traded for Sony Michel, so they now have a more established running back.
Right.
That they could
take some of that pressure off.
Take the pressure off of
whoever's
back there. So I feel like the Rams offense, they'll be good now since they got that running back, and Matt Stafford won't have to sling the ball 40 to 50 times like he did in Detroit.
Also, too, that's another layer of protection with the running back too back there. That from like pass block. So, and I think the running back they had before, or the backup running back they had before he was a bigger dude, solid dude, but he wasn't. I don't think so. On let's say, I guess he wasn't a reliable back. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I really don't have no much film. I don't even know who their backup running back is, but
Darrell Henderson, that's his name.
Darrell Henderson. I didn't see any film on him, so I can't say what's up with his performance, but he might be out of a job. Honestly, I don't know, man, because
he might, yeah,
he might be.
Sony Michel, all he needed to do is be fed, and he'd be able to do what he needed to do. He wasn't getting fed like that in New England because they always like playing 5 running backs at the time. So.
And he's good in the passing game too. So I think this will be good for his career. Definitely landing in LA, man. So yeah, shout out to Sony Michel. No, congrats on that. Getting out of LA.
And now another quarterback that really impressed me this week. He didn't get that much preseason action this season so far, but it was Big Ben from the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. He went 8 for 10 for 137 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. He looked like Big Ben of old, honestly. He looked like he done slimmed down. He done got his weight down. He's taking better care of himself. And you can see it in his play, man. So he really delivered during that game against the Lions, too. Now, I know that it's against the Lions, but still, though, just like Big Ben, just like the best Big Ben has looked in a while. That's including last year. Last year was like an anomaly because he really is supposed to fall off, but he started off hot, but then his body started getting to him and it fell off. But he looked like he's like really taking this season serious, even though it might be his last season. So
definitely, because this might be the last ride for him. Because he took a big pay cut, come back. You know what I mean, with the team, stuff like that. So
I feel like the way he was looking, it makes me feel better about their chances in the division. They're not going to win the division, but they're going to fight hard for second. So I feel like they really going to be able to do what they need to do. They're going to win some games, but at the end of the day, I feel like Big Ben is going to be able to take the team wherever the team needs to go.
And also, too, to add something is that loss against the Browns in the wild card game, because they were the division champs, and to lose to the division rivals in the postseason, and you saw them on the bench sitting down, kind of tearing up on the sideline because they tried to come back, but it was too little, too late because they had an awful start in that game. They went down like crazy, man. They was turning the ball over too much. Chubb was a monster. Kareem Hunt was a monster. Baker Mayfield was a monster. Jarvis Landry was a monster. They offense was hitting on all cylinders. Their defense was too. It was like, man, they was playing like the best Browns team in a long time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I think that made him, you know what, if I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna come back serious. If I gotta take less money to bring some new guys in to get in to help this team out, I'll do that. Because nobody wants to go out like that.
Exactly.
Nobody. That was one of his worst performances since he's been wearing, part of the Steelers organization. So I think he took a lot of pride and he wanted to reset and come back out this season and make a statement, because 2-time Super Bowl, future Hall of Famer QB like him, definitely that's not the way you want to go out, especially on your last ride. Because possibly if they would have made a run for it, who knows? He probably would still came back, but I'm seeing a resurgence in him, like a new refresh Big Ben this season.
Plus they have a running game now with Najee Harris, so that's going to take the pressure off them for real. They didn't have that running game last year, so
and credit to the run game last season, it wasn't bad, but it definitely took a dip.
That shit was terrible, man.
No, you know what? The guy they brought in, he wasn't a permanent solution for that position at the let me see. I'm getting this guy.
Yeah, like James Conner, he's like
not James Conner. Running back before James Conner.
Oh, Le'Veon
Bell. We knew he tried. Okay, James Conner came in that season without the first season they had without Le'Veon Bell. Tried to fill that void. He had a decent performance that year. That's why they brought him back as the running back, the first start running back. But man, this season was trash. I don't know where he ended up at. I think James Conner ended up in Arizona, I want to
Yeah,
say.
he's in Arizona fighting for playing time in Arizona.
Okay, so hopefully he does some good there. Got a great quarterback, Kyler Murray, great defense too. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what he does out there. But it was time for him to move on. Man, I was actually, upset that the Steelers got Najee Harris before the Dolphins did. But you know, you know,
At least we
you
ain't get
know,
ATN.
that's true. That's true. That's definitely true. You right about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I'm actually excited to see what Najee Harris does too with the offensive line they got. A veteran QB with some weapons too
On
at
the
the wide
outside.
receivers on the outside. So yeah, their offense should look a lot better than last season. I don't know. They took a nasty dip. They had a great start. Started off with 11-0, and then the last 5 games they lost. Like man, they were looking real bad out there. So,
They got
but
tired.
yeah, I guess they got burned out, but
They
we'll
got burnt
see,
out.
man. We'll see this season, man. Ain't no excuses, man. Going out there to do a job.
And
You know what I'm
so,
saying?
yeah, with the new COVID mandates for each team when it comes to getting the vaccinations and doing the test and also game forfeits, man, how you feel about these new COVID vaccine mandates that the NFL is putting on these teams?
Oh man, I I got mixed feelings about it. So you know, I had COVID like about a month ago. I went through that whole ordeal and stuff like that. I wasn't vaccinated. You know what I mean? And it kind of my job. It kind of spread it like crazy, like wildfire. Because a lot of people that was vaccinated got it. A lot of people that wasn't vaccinated had it. So it was like half and half in a sense. So it's like, man, I don't know if these vaccines are actually tackling the problem. Maybe it's building up their immune system. So when they do get it, they don't go through the worst symptoms of it. But then you hear stuff like with this new COVID variant, this Delta variant and Lambda variant is like these are more deadly, like they're more contagious, stuff like that. So um I know, and they just the FDA approved the Pfizer vaccine, biotech, um, vaccine, and honestly, man, I felt like they rushed it. It was kind of agenda behind getting it certified so soon, like just so a lot of corporations can mandate getting the vaccine. A lot of employees, to kind of like, hey, you either get this vaccine or find another job type situation. So now you're looking at, the employment rate might start, going up or whatever like that. You know what I mean? As we ain't had it enough this year and the year before. So, man, I feel like I feel like, man, it's not that it's an agenda behind it, but I don't know, man. It looks messy. It feels messy. It's like, man, we need to get some type of organization going on, like as far as spreading the truth and the facts about this stuff, like because like they hiding stuff because they're telling us, yeah, get it, it's going to do this to do this, but numbers don't lie, man. People are still getting sick out there that's vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still spreading it.
Which
People
is
that
called
right,
which is
people
causing hesitancy with the NFL players and some of them that don't want to take it, and then some of them
right,
that's getting the rigorous tests back to back. And like the situation with Cam Newton, man, Cam Newton had to go take his test
yeah,
off site from the Patriots, and then he ended up having to miss 5 days because of miscommunication.
right, and I feel like, see, that's the issue too, because you talking about people's livelihoods, man, over a vaccine that y'all not even sure that's gonna protect them, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's my thing is y'all pushing this vaccine like, oh, you guarantee it's gonna help save lives and this and that. When that's not true. That's not true. People are still dying from it. So I don't
And
see why y'all are really pushing to get it. I understand y'all want to help because okay, maybe getting a lot of people vaccinated to help a lot of people that are high risk, from getting it or whatever like that. But it's still spreading. There's no containment on it, man. It's people like a lot of venues are still open, a lot of
mhm.
restaurants open for business, a lot of clubs, like they're still operating normal businesses, and they could mandate the mask all they want. That's not going to stop people from taking off their masks here and there while they're drinking, while they're eating. You know what I mean? While they're either screaming at the venues, at the concert, or at the NFL preseason games, or even college football right now. Like a lot of colleges are charging extra to the students if they're not vaccinated, which I think is like,
Yeah,
man,
that's
like
you can't do that.
it's getting out of hand. You know what I mean? So you're punishing people for not getting vaccinated when this vaccine is not foolproof.
I mean, Lamar Jackson caught it like 3 times already, didn't
Yeah, I think so. I think
he? Yeah.
so.
Shit. So I mean, like, no matter what you take, as far as the vaccine, you can still get sick from it. Now, granted, to the NFL's defense, business has to go on, and they can't afford to have a business hindered by the fact that people not taking the vaccine or not taking the proper precautions just to keep themselves safe. So I
Right.
understand the NFL's input on these policies and trying to make everything legit and try to keep the business going. Even to the point where they willing to forfeit games, make teams forfeit games, which I think is going to hinder them the most, and that's the biggest punishment.
Because you got to think about it. Without the players are the product. Without them, when you got what happened last season, where they had to reschedule games, and I think trying to reschedule those games with the networks was actually a lot of hassle for them, because like the networks losing money, they're losing money. So it's like, I don't know if the networks were finding them or what was happening, but it seems like, man, it's almost unfair in a sense, because, man, they're making it to where if you're not vaccinated, well, you're being selfish, to the people around you, or you're like you're the bad guy because you're not vaccinated, right? When it's not you out here, you're not the one getting people sick and killing them. It's this damn no, it's the COVID. It's like everybody's gonna come in contact with it in some form or fashion. Like, it ain't like you could dodge this shit, especially if you're going out in public and you're around people, you're being social. You could come in contact with it at any point. So my thing is, even if these players, if the whole team gets vaccinated, and players and coaches still end up getting COVID,
what's the point?
Then what? Then what exactly?
What's the point?
What's your point? Because you're not proving nothing. You're not proving nothing. And I can see it happening right now. A team that's damn near like either 100% vaccinated, or like close to like 95-90% vaccinated of the whole squad, they're gonna make the people that's not vaccinated the villains.
Yeah, it's already starting.
They're gonna villainize those people to where, this happened because this individual wasn't vaccinated, and he's the reason why we're losing money or whatever like that. So we're gonna take his job away, or we're gonna fine him, or whatever reprehend they're gonna try to do. But to me, man, that's not fair. Honestly, you can't ask somebody to have faith in the first experimental drug, and finally it just got FDA approved on Monday.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
We still don't know if that's going to work to the fullest potential. Right. So it's a gamble at this point,
It's all a gamble. It's all a gamble. You can get it from the fans just as much as the teammates. You see what I'm saying? The fans got thousands of fans in a packed stadium in close proximity, sitting next to each other. You see what I'm saying? Y'all signing, the players sign autographs and do meet and greets with fans all the time. It's very easy for them to get it from a fan, even if they're vaccinated or not, and they spread it around. People can get sick. So, you know what I mean? I think it's unfair, man. I think they're not looking at it from a they're looking at it from a business standpoint.
Yeah,
if you are,
business,
it's strictly business. Like you said, if it's not meeting with their bottom line,
exactly.
It's like, we ain't having it.
Whatever makes the stakeholders happy at the end of the day is what they're
exactly. Because at the end of the day, it is a business, And like I said, like, man, a lot of shit still, like a lot of businesses still open right now. They ain't shut. Ain't nothing that's shut down, or everything open 100%. I ain't heard them mention nothing about a close down, nothing like that. I don't want to get too political, bro, but to me, they need to do some more, and they need to have this conversation again about this. They need to resurface this. I don't know, the players union needs to have another meeting with the with the NFL's top guys or whatever they need to do, but they need to talk it out with the owners and everybody. Like they need to really have a clear discussion with these medical professionals on what are the risks on getting these vaccines, having all our staff vaccinated, and what is the percentage on what we're looking like to not having an outbreak and people being affected and our business being affected by this? Or is it fair for us to say these individuals not getting vaccinated, so they're the reason why teams are having to delay games and miss out on, and us missing out on money in the end? So,
and that's just say we're not, just to let people know, we're not advocating against the vaccine. We're just putting the facts out there based on what we've seen and heard and all that stuff and what's on the surface.
Right.
And we're analyzing that.
And me, I'm a guy, man. I just like, I'm kind of only reason why I waited to get vaccinated. Like I said, I had COVID. I went through it. It was hell. You know what I mean? But the reason why I was hesitant on getting the vaccine, because like I said, they came out with that verbiage for when it first came out as experimental.
Uh-huh.
No, I ain't trying to be nobody's damn experiment or guinea pig. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So for me, I want y'all to do y'all due diligence, put a little more, time and science behind it, a little more data behind it. You know what I mean? To kind of get it to where it's safer for the people. You know what I mean?
For the NFL players, you're forced to take it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So man, yeah. So we'll see, man. Like I said, man, you can catch COVID from anywhere, man. Like these players, they're not going to be separated from their families. The families are going to be out and about too. They could come home, give it to the player that's vaccinated or not vaccinated, whatever situation they got going on. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you can make the player get vaccinated, but you can't make his family get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? They're not under contract. You know what I mean? So
no telling what they're gonna go and do and who they're gonna be around. So
exactly, that's what I mean. They're around other family members, other friends. Their friends are going out working or whatever they're doing. They're meeting. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like there's no guarantees you can put in saying that this vaccine is going to protect our players. So they can still catch it from home or play on the field, practice, whatever. So yeah,
it's just the NFL covering their ass when it comes to.
They definitely won't cover their ass. Yeah. Oh yeah.
From business mindset, I understand.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, definitely some business at the end of the day. Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, has been another episode of the Blue Dollar Podcast. I'm Randy. I'm with my boy Jeff. We'll be back next week with more updates on the NFL season and what we're looking forward to. But until then, we checking out, and y'all have a safe night.
Yeah, man. Stay safe.